Hello and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival, Star Salvage. Now in today's episode we're going to do absolutely everything we can possibly try and do to get this thing off the ground and actually a working, functioning capital vessel. I know, talk about your Mission Impossibles, right? Now ideally to do that we need a warp drive. Now we've been over this a little bit before in previous episodes, like with the junk warp drives, the emergency scrap one and the malfunctioning one. I would like to just go over the emergency scrap warp drive once again because this is an interesting piece of equipment. It doesn't use any pentaxid. Now it has a very limited range, 10 AUs or 2 light years. Barely going to get you around if at all. But it's an interesting concept. It doesn't use pentaxid, but it uses a lot of power and a lot of CPU. You can see there that it's a whopping 1 million CPU points to have this emergency scrap warp drive. Anyway, out of all of these, the ranges and the amount of pentaxid they use, ultimately the standard warp drive is the best and actually incidentally the most achievable. We have 14 of the required 20 flux coils, but of course flux coils aren't just used in warp drives, they're used in pretty much everything from this point onwards. So we're going to need a lot of them. We're going to need a huge number of them. Either the flux coils themselves or neodymium in order to create the flux coils. These are the flux coils down here. They require titanium rods, neo, and cobalt ingots. We have a little bit of neo, we have a little bit of cobalt, and well, we have a little bit of titanium. And we know from previous episodes that buying the neo is hella expensive, and the titanium and cobalt is not so expensive but also still pretty expensive. Now then, let's have a little look at the map here. Now I think before previous episodes we've also discovered that on this, or in this sector I should say, there is no naturally occurring sources of neo. We have a look at the info panels for each planet. They don't have any deposits whatsoever, and even the orbits here only have some in terms of iron, magnesium, titanium, some pentaxid in orbits around these moons and stuff like that, or on the moons I should say. They're not in orbit, my apologies. But essentially what I'm getting at is that there are no asteroids, no deposits of neo anywhere. Now over at the moons here there are cobalt deposits, however. So if we can get to these moons we can definitely get more than enough cobalt to go on. We can also get more than enough titanium to go on. So you know, I think that's the way forward. We'll get the cobalt. Now, as for the neo, we have two options. We can either try and scrap and scrounge and find as much neo as we can out of wreckages, or we buy it. Now, in either case, we're going to need a lot of pentaxid in order to warp around this sector. Hell, our SV warp drive here uses a bunch of pentaxid just to warp to the local planets in the system. So, it's off to the mountains, where we're going to be doing a bit of pentaxid farming. Now, like I said before, these pentaxid crystals up in the mountain give you 2 pentaxid per crystal. So they're a little bit better than trying to swim around the oceans and pick them up off the bottom of the ocean floor. They only give you 1 pentaxid crystal, and it takes forever to swim around under there. So this is definitely the best way to get pentaxid, at least until you're ready to go and check out those moons in the nearby planets. But anyway, today's episode is about flux coils and that bleeding warp drive, getting that CV off the ground. So I had an idea. One of the junk fields up here in orbit is actually defended. Now it's defended by Polaris defenses, so I'm neutral with Polaris, so they shouldn't be shooting at me. So far so good. But it does make me wonder, what are they defending? Now, some of you guys mentioned that these little modules here can contain CPU extensions. But all the ones that I've checked so far have just been a core. As you can see, that one is just a core. Now, there might be ones later on in sort of deeper, darker space where perhaps they do have CPU extensions, but certainly the ones in the starter orbit here are all cores, or as you can see, empty. So, yeah, well, you know, we can't all be winners, I suppose. Still. This is a defended junk field, so there must be something here worth something, and I'm hoping that something is indeed Neo-related devices. Still, there's a lot of sort of small vessels, destroyed vessels here with some nice components on it. That guy's got a nice big engine on it right there, so it might be worth taking that out, because I think, you know, with a hybrid approach to these flux coils and Neo and stuff like that is probably the best. We'll try and salvage what we can, but let's just salvage everything and sell what we can and buy as much of the Neo as we can. And that will hopefully mean that eventually, we can actually build that damn warp drive. So, this guy's nice. Got some engines, got some, what are these? Gatling guns, lovely. And a big honking jet thruster. What we'd like to see. That is on retrieve block, yes, lovely. We're just going to grab everything. We're going to grab everything, and what we can sell, we'll sell. Anyway, after selling what components I can and making a little bit more money, we can then at least start to actually buy some Neo, and slowly but surely should have enough to hopefully build that warp drive. And with that Neo in place, I'm now able to make the 20 flux coils that I need. So if I select the parts box, capital vessels, we can build a warp drive. Oh, hell yeah. I gotta keep remembering as well, this is a slight another awkward thing about Star Salvage that I'm sort of unsure about. We have this old storage repository, this thing here, which is like great for keeping these components from spoiling and degrading into scrap, right? Problem is that everything else is in the input box. So often it will be able to build, at the moment, I think the current version, you're able to build those components from the scrap that you collect or that it degrades into, right? So it's not too big a deal. I think probably the ratio is less efficient. But the thing is, like, if I am building something in here, I need to go, right, okay, every single time, I need to go, right, okay, this takes yada, whatever amount of X components. Transfer them from the cold storage repository into the input box and then quickly build them and use them. And I have to do it in the exact number of components I need, otherwise I'll end up losing them. So it's a lot of micromanagement around the resources, whereas obviously traditional Empyrion, you just shove everything in the input box and off you go. So there's that as well. Right, so we can get a pentaxid tank now as well. That's another flux coil. Then we need generators, and that obviously requires, well, you guessed it, more flux coils. So these generators, now I think there are some wreckages out and about in the wide world that have generators on them, but I haven't found any yet. So we're back to the mission of finding more flux coils. But before we continue that mission, well, finding or buying flux coils, I suppose, is the right thing, isn't it? Right. Let me grab the parts box here by the scruff of the neck. Grabbeth that warp drive and that pentaxid tank and slap it into the ship, and bingo, we have. Technically, we almost have a warp-capable CV. Now, there's a little bit more, obviously, there's a little bit more to do to this thing. Oh, just a little bit as well. You need a little bit here, a little bit there, and then it'll fly. It'll be fine, right? Yes, there's not much left to do, of course. I'm just going to slap that there for now. I can move it later. But as you can see, I've added some grow plots here. So I've got grow plots. I want to put a constructor in there as well. At least we will need CPU extensions because we are already way over our 200,000 limit. We need at least 500,000, I think, to get this thing off the ground. So we should probably investigate the cost of a CPU extender for a CV. Requires, hey, look, flux coils. This is going to get old very quickly. If it's not already old, let's get on with it then. Let's continue our mission. I think what we're going to do is, now that we've got a bit of pentaxid, we can actually do a little bit more warpies. So I have some fuel and O2 there. Let's fill the Raven up with some spare pentaxid. That should keep us going for a little while. A little extra fuel as well. The only problem with this is obviously it takes away storage capacity from us, but we'll try and manage as best we can. What we're going to do is we are going into orbit, and we're going to warp over to, well, the only place that we can with our 15 AU limit warp drive. 14.2 AUs is Ori Tashi Station. And then we're going to go and hit up Retis, the moon here, and Retis orbit, Vanguard, and Vanguard moon, Vanguard orbit. I'm not too... I mean, Junkyard Star, Arid, and Junkyard Star. I mean, they're basically, these two are going to have the exact same stuff on them that Atronia has. So I'm not 100% bothered, really, about going down on them, because I don't think there's going to be what we need down there. Maybe a few sparse components, much like we have on our planet. But potentially not worth my time is the point I'm trying to get to. Right. let's mount up. We've got the warp fuel. Let's go warpy warps, folks. Oh boy, welcome to Retis Orbit, everyone. I am being greeted by a lot of exclamation marks here, all around. This is bad news, I would go with. There's a lot of junk fields here, though. Instantly, I'm like, hello. Hello, salvage. We've got 3 instantly in detector range here, 1 guarded by Polaris defense towers, so this is instantly accessible. And it looks exactly the same as the ones in our orbit, which is no surprise considering this is also a starter planet. To be honest, what I'm really interested in up here is the moon, which is over here. So let's go and check that out. Now, possible that there is something... Oh, hello. Evasive maneuvers. Hello, sunshine. We are being attacked from the behind. They came from behind. Whenever you're ready, turret. You know, if you wanna join in. Yeah, there's no pressure or anything. Just feel like it, right? Oh, there you go. Now these drones are worth hunting because they can have flux coils in them. Have a quick look around. How much time we've got? 3.5 kilometers that way. Alright, we've got to be real quick then. Basically, nudge it. Nudge it. Yeah, 2 flux coils in that, see? It's definitely worth hunting these buggers. Alright, we've got a few more drones incoming. Let's see if we can kill them as well. What we got? 11 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 17 kilometers, 15, 9, and 2. So this guy seems to be flying across me rather than at me. So let's take the fight to him. Let's go, sunshine. What you got? What you got? What you got? Missiles. Oh, he's... crap. Yeah, good old forgot to reload. If he was going to fly directly at me, then I could missile him, but these are ballistic rockets, not homing. Another one bites the dust, but another one is also shooting at us, so, you know. We are running low on ammo now. 500 rounds, that's all I've got. Bingo. Off goes another one. Right. Whoopsie-daisy. Grab your bits and pieces, thank you very much. Right, where's the other one? There's the problem. See, now I'm turned around. I don't know where the other wrecks were. Oh, there. Was that the one I already looted, or... I think that's the one I literally just looted, isn't it? Yep. I'm all kinds of turned around. I don't know which way is up now. Damn it, I think I've lost that other drone. I don't know where it is now. It's gone. But we've got incoming... Oh, wait, there? Is that them? Down here? These ones not moving, right? Crap, look at this. 3 drones. Hot on my tail, just as I find the bloody drone I'm looking for. Go away, you 3. Come on, then. Right, this is going to be interesting with as little ammo as I've got. Okay. It's on. Don't know how I'm going to keep track of which ones I've looted and which ones I haven't, but we'll do our best. Proper little dogfight, isn't it? You haven't you, sunshine? I just need flying through the danger zone playing here. One more. I gotta be so careful with my shots right now with the ammo I've got. Only when that cursor is red do I shoot, and bingo. I think that's it. Double check. There's another Zirax signal about 5 kilometers away, 7 kilometers away. Okay, we've got time. Try and collect as many of these drones as we can. This is a good way of collecting. Ooh, robotics. I think they're quite valuable, really. Crap, I need to offload into the ship because I'm out of space. Oh my god, look at that. Right, I'm going to take the rest of that because I don't think we got it all. Right, there we go. Gotta be careful now because we might be snuck up upon. It's entirely possible. 5 kilometers away, that drone right there. 3 kilometers away, that one. There as well. A little bit of drone action here, isn't there? Pop you back in there. Let's actually connect to this. That's going to make much more sense, isn't it? Alright. 2 kilometers. He hasn't got the eye on me, that's the thing. He's got the exclamation mark, but not the eye. Now, when they get closer, they get that little eye symbol next to their names, and that means that they're coming at you. But the exclamation mark, I think, that just means that they're going to investigate your general area. Sounds, it sounds ominous, doesn't it? They're going to investigate your general area. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Go through. The old reverse thrust on this is not the best. That one is already looted. Okay. This was inevitably going to happen, I think. Anyway, get these last 2 drones, and let's get down on the moon. That's ultimately why I came here. I don't think these last 2 drones are going to pose much of an issue. Well, welcome to Retis Moon. I'm seeing a lot of interesting things down here. There's a lot of Xerax defenses, but there, look, discarded computer core. This might be CPU extender, CPU. This might be where we need to get our extension for our CV from here. Might be a very, very good call. We got a... Yeah, there you go, look. Now, is that for a CV or is that for a base? I hope it's a CV one, but if it's a base one, then that's kind of useless. We might need to get... something I've been thinking about as well is we might need to get a deconstructor. Right, discarded CPU core, and we can just set this to private. Right, we are connected. We're not. We are now connected. Base CPU extender tier 2. Okay, so it is a base one. That sucks. Now I'm in 2 minds. Do we retrieve or do we salvage? It's a base one. I don't need a base one. I have a base one already. So I'm going to risk salvaging it in the hope that we get flux coils. 3 flux coils. Bingo. I'll take the core as well while I'm at it. Thank you very much. Alright, there's a few of these dotted about. There's also some drones coming in, so I'll be very careful here. Guarded CPU extender again. I'm hoping that's capital vessels. They might all be bases, in which case that's fine. It's just going to be a case of we'll collect the flux coils out of them rather than the actual component. It's a CV one, then obviously we could just take the whole thing and slap it on the CV, but we might have to just build it manually out of the flux coils we get, you know? A few drones, let's clear these guys up, and then we'll loot these as well. We're not doing too badly, guys. We are not doing too badly at all. In the flux coil sense, we've already, out of those drones, we picked up 7. Now, each generator, I think, was 5, and the CPU extender itself was like 4 or something like that, so we're definitely in the kind of, like, small change. Now that we've got the warp drive, at least, the small change area of getting these flux coils, you know? Lots of Promethean fuel out of these, lovely. Alright, so let's see. Let's get a few more of these discarded CPU cores. Yeah, because that looks exactly the same as the one we just picked up, right? 41 base CPU extender. Yeah, okay. Well, like I said, still flux coils. So I'll take it. Oh, we got a few engineering components there as well, actually. See, this sort of thing. We need to quickly flip to the fridge and flop it in there. Lovely. There we go, look. Capital Vessel CPU Extender Tier 2. This thing doesn't have a core on it, so we will slap a core on it. And then we will retrieve the block. I will take you. There we go. There's our Tier 2 CPU core for our CV. That was good. Excellent. Right, we're still going to go around and collect as many of these flux cores as we can, though. It just makes sense that we're here. We may as well. I'd also like to see if we can find a pentaxid deposit. There is a deposit on here somewhere, pentaxid being one of them. It will probably be very small, but still, it'll be like 40, 50 pentaxid. Definitely worth it. Definitely a lot quicker than picking up 2 pentaxid off the mountains every single time. Well, that's interesting. What is a trash pile deposit? That I've never seen before. We're gonna have to investigate this. Now, I got a bit of a problem. I filled the cargo. Hey, cargo bay's full. Already. There we go. We filled it up. It wasn't hard. Didn't take long. So we're gonna have to run all the way back and unload and come back out again and see what we can do. But I do want to investigate this trash pile deposit here. It's interesting. It's got a sort of iron symbol to it. I know how to dig this up without being connected, so I don't think we can dig up very much of it. It's a small deposit. Let's land in this crater. Okay. Use the old drone. Diggy diggy. Crush stone, crush stone, crush stone. And then what? Steel plate. Crush stone, crush stone, crush stone. Carbon substrate. I don't even know what. Carbon substrate. Yeah, a lot of carbon. Crush stone. Bit of steel plate. That's interesting. But I think that's the entire thing gone. There we go. Bit of carbon and a bit of... Oh, medical scrap. Interesting. It's not done yet, is it? So is it just like... That's really interesting. I wonder how he did that in this scenario. That's really cool. Just added a whole new deposit type with a random exploratory scrap. A lot of crushed stone at the moment. They're going to run out of space in any second now. Okay, that's really interesting. So junk, trash, junk pile. That's cool. Carbon, bit of nonsense. There we go. Okay, well I was hoping for a pentaxid deposit. I might just continue having a look around. There's a level 2 something or other there guarding that deposit. There was one on the other side. Let's do a little flyby of that. I'm hoping it's not heat-sinking missiles, otherwise this ship is done for. That is a nasty looking something or other there. Now what it is. 500 meters. Oh great, lasers. Lasers. We can't really dodge lasers, so we'll have to just basically get the hell out of it. Okay, alright, taking fire. Easy now. Lasers, stealth outpost, right, okay, yeah. Not really much in the way of sneaking up on that, I'm afraid. We are going to take damage if we go anywhere near it. It's just lasers, but still. I want to know what that is. I want to know what all this stuff is. But I'm not sure we can get, like, under the guns, you know? That's a trash pile deposit as well, and that's a font of knowledge. Yay! Cool, okay, so it's not a pentaxid deposit. Yeah, there's a titanium deposit and a pentaxid deposit on this moon somewhere. Let's see if we can find them before we head home. It's risky staying out. I've got a cargo bay full of flux coils and CPU extenders, and I'm staying out like an absolute mad person. But I found the pentaxid deposit. Somewhat guarded by a power station. Now, I think the power station is not an overly heavily armed POI. If it's the same as the vanilla one, and it looks like the terrain here is going to be very friendly, and let me approach it. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm right on top of the damn thing. Turret is having a go. See if I can fire a few. Okay, that's definitely going to chop a few blocks off my nose. Ah, I lost some corner blocks. This is a freaking outrage. Alright. I need some of these markers off because that's... I think that's the turret. Actually, do you know what? I may as well keep these turrets. Let's not destroy them. Let's keep them. What I need to know is where the drones are. Large minigun drone 600 meters and closing. Minigun drone 900 meters and closing. Okay, because if I can take this thing, I think, on foot. Oh, my first Zaraxian POI. This is exciting. I think I could take this thing on foot, but obviously if I... Right, that's enough out of you. Oh, Christ, there goes another bit of plastic. Just got shot off. This is the problem with this ship. One shot from a laser turret and the plastic just goes, vanishes. 400 meters, that drone is definitely coming this way. That other one, 1 kilometer away, is not. Right, if we go into this thing, I gotta do it quickly and before the drones turn up, basically. Oh, hello, cheeky. Alright, so this guy is definitely gonna have to get blown up. And then I'll just park around the back of this thing and try and stay under the guns and get inside it, right? Right, there you go. The drone is down. So I want that turret guarding that side of the ship in case something comes up behind or whatever. Okay. Stay there. I'll leave your power on. Alright. I need to top up my health. Top up my food. I have an EVA boost on and a radiation boost, so I'm not exactly armoured. Okay, and I don't have any kind of clone chamber on that SV, so I'm going to hug the wall. Why not get shot by that guy? Is interesting. Or that guy. The Zarax shotgun guard did not spawn sentries. I don't see a motion sensor though, so I'll get rid of that. Alright, welcome ladies and gents to our first Zaraxian scumbag POI. I don't have any I don't have any space. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I doing this? I have no room for anything. Right, well, I mean, I'll put as much of that in the fridge as I can, but to be honest, I'm not too bothered about crushed stone. Most of it can go in the bin. We can get it from anywhere, right? Alright, we'll try and pick up as much stuff as we can, but this is probably going to be one of those cases where we're just going to have to ditch a lot of stuff. Where are all the enemies? This is very quiet. I'm not even hearing any gurgling, you know? This is odd. Oh, no, now I hear gurgling. Interesting, there's like 3 shots to the back of the head there. Good job, Zarax. Always a pleasure to see your AI in action. Keep an eye on that mini-map. The drone rocks up. That's new. Oh, look how white that looks. Cool, doesn't it? I think the core's behind that. Look at all these generators. This could run my CV. Alright. We got something there. Don't know. I've got to admit, I'm a little bit... I don't know this POI. Interlock code. Do you think that just opens that, or do you think it blows up half the POI? I hate these ones that blow up half the POI. 4 shots. 1 shot. Oh! That was nasty little bit of lag, but hello. Hi. Sit down, please. Lovely. I want those turrets. I want this entire base, if I'm honest. I might just put my claim core in it and leave, and then come back. Right, I don't know what the code is, so I suspect that we have to flip it a switch, right? I'm always a bit wary about flipping a switching in POIs because inevitably things just blow up. But I'm not seeing any like little clues or LCD screens with the code on it. It's entirely possible I'm being blind. This is also an option. Yep, that's definitely an option. Hello. We can do a POI without flipping switches, and I am happy. Right. This is going to be interesting. I think I can drop down here, though. Alright. I see a drone. 2 drones. I wonder if I claim this POI, whether the turrets will start working for me. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, I don't think there's any way through here. I don't have any C4 on me or any explosives of any kind. So I'm going to have to trust that this flipper does the right thing. Christ. I think half the base is about to disappear. Great. Always a pleasure. Shit. Oh boy! Hey, you cheeky devil. I haven't got much range on this thing. Range 150 meters. Come on, a little bit closer then, sunshine. Thank you. Do like a laser rifle. Solid bit of a kit. Holy fudge monkey. I want to use a bad word, but Jesus. That's ridiculous. Oh, God. Wow. Oh, there's nothing left, is there? What about the turrets on the outside? Are they gone as well? Oh, no, got the turrets. That is a ridiculous self-destruct, that is. That's... Oh, hello, cheeky. Oh! I want that. Hold up. That was like the only loot crate in this entire place. And you know what else this means? I can get the pentaxid deposit. Heavy armor. Okay, I've already got heavy armor. That is a HV tool turret. That's nice. I like that. I don't have a HV anymore, but I can get one. I can definitely get one. Let's see. Have we got any room in the ammo boxes for a heavy armor? Yeah, one. Right, I will come back for this. I don't know about slapping a core in it. I don't really need to, do I? So we can set a waypoint though. Waypoint of target and call it destroyed Zaraxian scumbag base. Get that because we need to come back and get the pentaxid and get the guns off of this thing. I want those guns. I want those guns. Okay. Cargo's full. I'm full. Everything's full. The base is dead. I've taken damage on the nose. Lost several blocks. She's looking a little rough around the edges, but she's okay still. And let's go. Let's go back to base. Let's offload, recharge, repair, reload, and come back here and get that pentaxid and that last bit of those turrets. Then I think see about building a bit more of that CV. But anyway, so with that those flux coils, we can actually create the 2 generators that we want, but we're about 5 flux coils short of having our own shield generator. So, we might have to go for the rebuilt alien generator, but I have no idea how to get a salvaged alien shield core. So that is a massive shot in the dark there. No, I'm going to aim to try and get this guy, just because we're only 5 flux coils short, but that's going to change because we're going to use 10 flux coils to create 2 generators. Now, that's not to worry too much because, you know, with all those discarded CPU extensions and whatnot on that moon that we were just on, we should be able to up our flux coil count quite nicely and get that shield generator in as well. It just means that our ship is going to look well weird. It's gonna look proper funky. Okay, we got some drones incoming, so I'm gonna quickly deal with these guys. So we've got some missiles. Right, let's position ourselves away from the base so that we don't shoot the base accidentally. What do we got? Minigun, and rocket. Yeah, alright. Night. Oh, you dodgy little bastard. Sit down, shut up. Sit down, shut up. Sit down, shut up. Alright. Xerax successfully sat down and shut it up. Get back to that CV. Here we go. So we got a nice little slot on either side of the ship here for some generators here and here. There we go. Now these engine sections are going to form kind of like nacelle type things, and then we're going to have a fairly extensive front end on this thing. Okay. The CPU cores. Now the back of the ship here as well is going to slap the shield generator eventually, but I'm thinking either I can pop the CPUs on the bottom of it, but I don't like doing that, or we'll pop it on the back here. So I'll put the extender there, and we'll put the core. I'm gonna have to take this off. I don't think it's going to give us the whole core. It very rarely does. You never know. Nope. Damn. And there we go. Okay, so it's once again our ship. Sensitive bits at the back there, and then everything else at the front. So the last thing that we need then, in order for this thing to technically work. Bear in mind that we now have fuel tanks, generators, thrusters in all directions, and a warp drive, pentaxid tanks, and storage. This is a working CV. The only thing that is missing is a cockpit. To that end, cockpit, well, guess what we're short of? Flux coils! So, back out we go. Let's go find some more flux coils. We are so nearly there. We are so nearly there. I mean, if we're going to have shield generator as well, which is a very nice to have at this point, then we need, well, 25 flux coils in order to have the cockpit and the shield generator. We need to find 25 flux coils. That is a lot of flux coils. So, anyway, at least let's get back to the moon and finish off there what we started. And here we are, we're back. Okay, so slap a claim core on there, connect to the Raven storage repository, which is now much slimmer, and we are going to retrieve these alien laser turrets. They give us a salvaged laser alien turrets. These are turrets that were salvaged from alien ships or structures. So they do 650 damage at a rate of fire of 100 and a CPU of 9,000. They have a range of 875 meters. They're not allowed in blueprints, so that's fine. But they require alien laser charges, so that's interesting. I'm like, how do we get those? I wonder, I doubt we can make them still. 5,000 hit points, god damn. Still, it's nice that you can actually salvage that. Oh, shit. Really? Ooh, yeah. What's the volume on these things? A lot. The volume is a lot. Okay, we might have to lose one then. 2.88. That's basically, yeah, I don't think there's enough. Even if I had to take all the pentaxid and stuff out of there and shove as much of it into the other boxes as I've got, I don't think it's going to fit. And on me, apparently. There we go. Can we then pick that up? No? Okay, what we might have to do then is slap that back down, pick that one up, and salvage this one. Ooh, my oxygen is looking ropey. Let's just salvage one and loot one, basically. Which is a shame. But then, you know, that's the situation. I could rebuild the SV, make it even bigger, but at this point, it's like, well, I'm about to get a CV, so what's the point? Okay, there we go. Okay, situation sort of resolved, although that is rubbish. Yeah, it's rubbish, isn't it? That's not very good. Okay, we're going to put all this back. There is a pentaxid deposit here I want to dig up as well, so let's go ahead and do that. This base is post, thanks to its self-destruct system. Oh, wait, there is one more. You nearly got away from me, didn't you? You nearly got away from me. But I got you in the end. What the hell? Storage repository. There we go. What? Oh, C4. Yeah, nice. That'll come in handy. Lots of useless stuff. Some force fields. Why is there always force fields? Who knows? Oh, and there's still some oxygen here as well. Grab that. Schlappity-doo-dah. Because actually it didn't destroy everything. Just destroyed most of it. Yeah. Absolutely almost everything. But there we are. Such is the way of POIs sometimes. Especially vanilla ones. They just... they hate you. So, you know, why give you a reward? Why give you a reward for your hard work when you can just watch it explode in front of your eyes? All that risk taken, all that cunning, all that skill, all that whatever it was. Never mind. Didn't smoke. You deserve nothing. Anyway, let's dig up pentaxid. Where are you? There you are. Very small, but still worth it. And there's also titanium just over there as well. We'll go and dig that up. So out of that, we got about 38 pentaxid and 28 titanium ore. Woohoo! Oh well, better than slap in the face, eh? We still got a bit of cargo space here, so let's use the rest of our time up here on the moon to gather a few more of the discarded CPU extenders and stuff. Make sure that is... oh dear, there's a lot of red. A lot of red in that direction. I'm sure this is the way to go. But yeah. Get rid of that waypoint as well. We don't need that anymore. Thank you. Oh yeah, there's a lot of red up ahead. Okay, what have we got here? Level 3 somethings. Oh boy. Okay, this is not a nice neighborhood. That is interesting. So we've got some sort of defense tower there, there. Big tower thing there with shields as well. Possibly the drone base? Well, not a drone base I've seen before, I don't think so. Thick of Xerax territory here. So probably not the best place to go hunting for components. All the other ones, I think, are either also guarded. What's that? There. Big something or other here. It looks like it may be a crashed capital vessel. Oh, it is. Lovely. We can get under the guns. Off to the left there are a couple of sentry positions. Oh, I think, is this the one with a big engine on the back? Oh, not quite, no. It's... Ooh, that was close. Hey! I'm gonna salvage that, you dick. Yeah, lots of little guns around here. Lots of CPU extenders. Lots of other bits and bobs. Oh! Crap, that was close. Ew. Now, those wings have actually got a fair bit of hit points, so it's not too bad. I'm gonna have to take these guns out. They're gonna destroy me otherwise. Okay, well, we're gonna play upsy-daisy with you then. One of that's a laser. Off to the right, that's a laser. What's lasering? Because those three are ion cannons. Yeah. Never bloody straightforward, is it? Damn, the reload on these rockets is long. Hope I've got the rockets for this. 3 defenses. 3 missile launchers. 1 defense down. Just keep them at absolute range. I've got 2 of them shooting at me right now, so we have to be quite witty. The problem with keeping them at absolute range is it does mean you have to be very delicate with the old crosshair. I don't know how I'm going to take the laser one out. The laser one is... you can't really dodge, you know? You can dodge these guys really easily. They got a really slow velocity on their rounds, but... well, as you know, lasers, generally speaking, travel at the speed of freaking light. Although, he's saying that, I am dodging that little son of a bitch. There's the third one. Alright. Go then. It's a little SV that could, huh? We have to get in range. This guy has got me ranged. Here we go. Can we get a red crosshair, please? Ooh, I think that's out of range. Taking hits. That's a miss. Come on, baby. Taking hits. Got him. Oof. Junk storage, large wreckage, discarded computer core, and 3 junkyard defenses. Or to call my own. Now, are these little sons of biatches going to explode as well when I get inside them? These are the questions, of course. I don't think there is anything in these ones. There isn't even a door or anything like that. It's just... that's it. You know? So I'm going to have to probably blast my way through the outer shell here in order to gain entry into the inside. But, I mean, I don't think there's even anything worthwhile inside. It's probably just a core, fuel tank, and a generator. Still, one way to find out, right? Which one should we shoot through? That one there? There we go. Yeah, and that looks like a generator to me. Oh, retinas. Or above. Well, you know, I did want to recover that generator, but it's looking like just going to be another victim of my rocket launchers. Once they reload, of course. Which takes a while. There we go. Still, if you wanted hardened steel blocks, bingo. Hardened steel blocks. Okay. So, I think the others are exactly the same types of turrets. They are, yeah. So, they are literally just cores, generators, and fuel tanks. They don't have the interiors like those other defenses that we took out on the planet. Still, we have now got uncontested access to this puppy here. And this guy, well, we've had one of these before, haven't we? Yeah, it's got some decent thrusters on it. A decent number of thrusters. So, we'll slap our claim core on it, and we're going to have to salvage because we just don't have the room to actually recover. But with our core in it, we should be able to get a decent number of flux coils out of this, hopefully. Engineering components, 2 flux coils per thruster. And those go in the fridge. Alright. See what else we can get off this thing. Alrighty, so with that haul, we have 22 flux coils. Which means I can definitely get the cockpit, which is the #1 priority here, because we need to be able to fly this damn thing. And then, well, damn, we're 12 flux coils. I should say actually 8 flux coils short of our shield drive. But that's okay. We managed so far without shields. Now, as long as I make sure I build a place for the shields, I should actually be able to manage okay, in theory. So let's go ahead and connect to our parts box here. And our new fingered cockpit. And actually, we need to do this the other way around, sorry. Let's connect to the capital vessel, the storage components there, because all the capital vessel stuff I've been putting in there. Then we disconnect from that, connect to the capital vessel and storage repository, connect to that, and then grab the cockpit from there. And we're going to need the blocks as well. Okay, this should be it, ladies and gents. Oh, that's the wrong door. This should be it. This should be the moment we can take off with our capital vessel. I'm just going to build that out a little bit like that and place the pilot seat there. There we go. We have a capital vessel, unbelievably. Okay, so let's put some fuel in here. I'm going to put a huge amount. I'm just going to put enough just to prove a point. And we'll put some, well, one of the diesels in there. I should do 2% fuel. That'll do. All right. This is it. I don't know what it is, but technically this is a fully armed and... Oh, no, okay, it's not armed at all, is it? It's not even... We have a capital vessel. It is hobbled together from bits and pieces, from scrap, from just waste and oh my god. Anything we could find, it is here, but that is the very basic shell of our capital vessel. That is what we're going to be using to get out into space and do, you know, what we need to do. Now that we have a mobile 320 KSU storage container, and salvaging and such is going to be so much easier and quicker now. We do not need to use the piddly little 5 KSU container that the SV has, shuttle everything back and forth. In fact, if I can get, which is the plan here, oh, hail, if I can get a constructor on this thing as well, then we can just use this as our mobile base. In fact, that is my very plan, is to take everything from here and pop it into the CV. So that's this input box. It's going to take up a lot of storage, but all the other storages are, you know, the 16 KSU containers here like this. So we definitely need more storage boxes on that CV. But the raw components are there. They're done. It's done, and it's lifted off the ground, which is exactly what I wanted to achieve in today's episode, ladies and gents. We have a working CV. It has left the ground, and there is a lot of work still to do on it. But if we can get a frame on this thing and an outer hull, at least a constructor, a bit more storage, and this is the start of our mobile base. And there we go. I'm going to find somewhere to put an alien turret on it as well, and a couple of gap turrets, so it can defend itself. Next objective with this thing then is a nice shield array on the arse here. so it's able to protect itself from stray shots and whatnot, and then it won't suddenly explode if a lucky rocket hits it in the butt. Okay, I think we've done very well today, and I hope you guys agree as well. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye bye.